Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm back. I know it's been a long time. Just September. We always have a lot going on in September, family wise, between birthdays, anniversaries, other things that have happened in September. So I kind of took most of September off. I apologize. But we are back. This is our missing person Monday live stream. I think this is the first time, about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Once again, I apologize. And, sometimes I know I do, and a lot of you other creators and just anybody in general who looks into true crime, shares missing persons, just needs to take a break sometimes. Plus all the other stuff that's been going on in this crazy world lately. It's just, every time I would get online or on Facebook to do research for live streams or just videos for missing persons, and I would get caught up in all the other mess, and just I couldn't take it. I got to the point where I couldn't take it, so I've stayed off social media, stayed off online until this week. I think I started getting back into it, or last week started getting back into it. I've actually got some videos recorded to upload for you guys this week, and we're back here tonight live. So I hope everybody has been doing well the last couple of weeks. Taking some time, spend some time with some family, go outside, what they say, go outside and touch some grass, do whatever you do, go to your happy place, wherever that may be, and just take a break from everything sometimes. But anyway, enough of my rambling, and I apologize. I don't know if I've got one of my fall, usually when the transitions between summer, fall, winter here in Arkansas, they're harvesting, so I got all that mess in the air, and I always get a little cold and sinusy, nasally, so I apologize for that. So if I turn my camera off and my sound off, I have to blow my nose. So I will try not to do that on camera. But anyway, let's see who is here. And if you're new here, thank you so much for out of all the millions of videos and live streams that you could be watching, thank you for choosing to spend some time with us here tonight. We're going to go over some missing persons from Birmingham, Alabama tonight. We went through all the 50 states, and I had the idea, and some of you guys out there had the idea of featuring missing persons from different cities. And I think the last time we did a live stream, what did we do? I think we did Wichita. We featured some from Wichita. And Chris, I see Chris is here tonight. He suggested Birmingham, and he actually sent me probably almost a month ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago now, a list of some missing persons from Birmingham. So I took them. I think there's 9 of them, and unfortunately, there's not going to be a whole lot of information, excuse me, on these. But I did the best I could to get on the Google machine and find as much information as I could. But you know, a little bit of information is better than no information. So we will go with what we got and get those names and those faces out there, and try to bring awareness to them, because that is what we do here. I feel like I'm babbling tonight. I promise I have not taken any sinus medicine yet. I'm gonna wait till I get ready to go to bed before I take sinus medicine, because I really do get loopy when I get on the sinus meds. And anyway, oh goodness gracious, it's gonna turn into a dumpster fire early. Oh, Miss Doodle is here. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you. Please check out all these wonderful creators. Miss Doodle has an excellent channel. Always good to see Miss Doodle. Chris is here. Hello, sir. Good to see you. One of our favorite people, Miss Barbara Hall, is here. Hello, Miss Barb. Good to see you, ma'am. Please do check out Miss Barb. Timmy's Legacy is Miss Barbara's channel. Miss Stormy is here. Hello, my dear. Good to see you. John is here. John Sane is here. Good to have you here, sir. There's Patriotism. Good to see you, friend. Haven't seen you in a while, which I haven't seen anybody in a while. I've been trying to get caught up, even though I've, tried to stay off social media and online, but I have been trying to get caught up with some of you guys' live streams, replay crew videos. So I have been doing that, along with watching, puppies and kitties and all the things that make me happy. Oh, all the things that make me happy when I get in, these kind of moods. Our favorite Spice Girl is here, Miss Lisa Joe. Hello, ma'am. Have you been staying out of trouble, Miss Lisa Joe? I hope not. I hope you're causing as much problems for the people, for the bad guys, as you can. Oh, goodness. Miss Lisa Joe says she's working, but I'm going to try to be back when things go live. Excellent, excellent. And there's Miss Paula, another one of my favorite peoples. Hello, Miss Paula. Good to see you. And I watched one of Miss Paula's, I think she did it today or yesterday, apparently. From what I understand, Miss Paula, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a moderator or a host of a YouTube channel that you watch passed away, and she did a video, a little short, just brought tears to my eyes. So I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Paula. You can, if you want to, you can correct me, but I think you said it was somebody that was a creator that you watched. So you are in our thoughts and prayers, Miss Paula. There's Mustang. Hello, friend. How are you doing? Good to see you. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Okay, John says my name is Tyler. Okay, we'll call you Tyler instead of John. Yes, it is very nice seeing everyone here. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who is here. Absolutely. Yes, it is Monday, and it is the full moon. It is the harvest moon. So maybe that's what it is. Things, people and things get crazy during full moons. But yes, it is the harvest moon. And we were going to go, me and Mom were going to go out and look at it earlier, but it's been raining here today in Arkansas, in central Arkansas where I'm at, and it's cloudy, so you really can't see a whole lot, unfortunately. But I'm sure there'll be some pictures that people post online Chris says he's excited for Doodlebug to be back. Has Doodle been gone too? Has Doodle been taking a break? I've been trying to keep up, I promise. There's Butterfly Kisses. Good to see you, dear. Let's see. Just trying to get caught up. Thank you, Miss Doodle is getting in links. She's got Miss Stormy's link in, Mustang's link. There's our Dandy. Hello, dear. Good to see you. She says, did I catch alive while I'm still alive? Hello, all you lovely people gathering with us. Good to see you, Miss Dandy. Miss Dandy's been here with me basically since the beginning. She's taught me a lot. Yes, Chris says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Yes, absolutely. There's Miss Paula's link. Miss Doodle. Mustang put in Doodle's link. Thank you so much. Yes, and I always forget to thank the Blue Crew, all the mods, everybody with wrenches who throws in links for me and make sure chat stays under control, which we usually don't have a whole lot of problems around here with people coming in and causing trouble. But if they do, they're dealt with accordingly, and we move on. So I I can't talk. Thank you to the mods for that. Absolutely. Miss Stormy said she took a 3-week break. I think that's about what I took. About 2 or 3 weeks. I couldn't do it. I felt so bad. I didn't want y'all to think I was deserting y'all or not, but like I said, sometimes you just got to take a break and get your head together and shut out a lot of the stuff going on and things of that nature. Yep, Chris says, I'm grateful to see others here. Absolutely. There's our friend JP. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Always good to see JP. There's Miss Z from Child Junkies United. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you. Please do check out Miss Z and Doc over at Child Junkies. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Good to see you. I saw you in I was in the live stream the other day, and I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, Grandma Sherry was in there. Good to see you. Please do check out Grandma Sherry. She has an excellent channel. There's Miss PJ, another wonderful human, and has a wonderful channel. Yep, do all the things. Thank you so much. How's everybody's weather been? Is that in between here? It's teasing us with a little bit of fall, but then it's still humid. I think it's supposed to be humid tomorrow, and then maybe it might start cooling down a little bit. It has cooled down a lot. Well, I would say a lot. It has cooled down some here, but we still have that humidity. Right, I saw. Hold on. I lost my place. Everything is jumping here. There we go. I knew I saw Michelle C. Hello, dear. Good to see you. Always good to see Michelle. Excuse me. There's Miss Miranda. Hello, Miss Miranda. I hope you're doing well. It is good to see you too. I saw Miss Miranda, and I can't remember what live stream I was in. You guys have to remind me. But Miranda, maybe it was Dave's. Maybe it was Dave's Saturday night because Miranda was in there. Grandma Sherry was there. The usual crew was in there. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I've slept kind of since then. I don't know. Oh, goodness. Yes, everybody. Yes, mental health breaks are definitely good for everybody. Everybody. There's Miss Peggy. Hello, Miss Peggy. Good to see you. Goodness gracious. And Miranda, Miss Miranda has been a member for 17 months, almost a year and a half now. Thank you so much, Miranda, for your continued support. Just thanks for all you do. No, thanks for all you do. Thanks for all everybody does. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. But thank you, Miranda, for your continued support. And oh goodness, it's been so long. I have to round up the cow. There she is. Thank you, Miranda, so much, dear, for being a member for 17 months. Yep, 17 months, almost a year and a half. It seems longer than that. Seems longer than that. All right. Absolutely. Yeah. Ms. Z says, it's okay. Sometimes my brain and mouth aren't on the same wavelength. I know. I think sometimes my brain and my mouth aren't even in the same room. I don't know. Oh. Miss PJ says she gets a little loopy after her nighttime meds kick in. Yeah. And see, and I hadn't even taken, I might take a little dose of NyQuil or something tonight to try to clear some of this stuff up because I have it's draining down. So anyway, I won't get into the details, but you know what I mean. So it may take me a little sip of NyQuil tonight just to help drain it, clear some of it up. Because I really don't want to have to go to the doctor. But the only time I go to the doctor is if it gets really, really bad and it gets down in my chest. And then I have to go and they give me some antibiotics and they give me a steroid shot to dry it up. So I'm hoping it's not going to get that bad. I usually get that bad maybe once a year, maybe sometimes twice a year, where I actually have to go to the doctor to get something. But I'm hoping to avoid that because I hate going to the doctor. Oh, I hate going to the doctor. All right, let me get caught up and we will get started. I promise. It's good to see everybody here tonight. Just when I think I'm getting caught up. Yeah, I think somebody did drop Trial Junkies link, I believe. Oh, Dandy, it's Z is Trial Junkies United. Miss Z, that's Miss Z. Oh, Miss PJ says I'm in a good mood. Just got off the phone with my son. He's college, staying in a dorm. I missed him. Oh, how sweet! They grow up fast. They grow up fast. I'm telling you. We went to actually went to a wedding. When was it? Saturday. Saturday. One of my cousins' kids, boys, got married up by the lake, up around Grish Ferry Lake here in Arkansas. Beautiful wedding. But I mean, I remember when the kid was born, and now he got married. So it's just time goes by too fast. Too fast. Good to see that you're doing good, Mustang. I'm doing good. In my part of Arkansas. How are you? I hope you're doing good in your part of Arkansas. Mustang is also in Arkansas. Doodle says she's got her spooky bloomers on, so she's ready. Yeah, is everybody ready for Halloween? It is the fall season, the harvest season, the Halloween season. I'm ready for Halloween. I love Halloween. Yeah, Mustang says in her part of Arkansas, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Yeah, I think here in Central, we may get some more showers tonight, and then it's supposed to move out. So hopefully I'll be able to work tomorrow. I didn't work today because I'm not getting out and schlepping groceries in the pouring down rain. It's not. I make good money, but I don't make enough good money to schlep groceries in the rain. But anyway, so hopefully I'll get back to work tomorrow. Ooh, Danny says it's Apple Fest soon. Excellent. Oh, Miss PJ says Doodle's running around in her bloomers. Oh, you guys are killing me. I love it. I'll be frank. It says I'm here to cause trouble. Welcome, welcome. You usually don't cause trouble that I can remember. Be good to have you here. And our resident troll, I don't know if he's working tonight. If Echoes is working, I know he's got a new schedule. He has different days off and different hours that he's working. So he might. No, I don't want to do an update. Things keep popping up on my computer about updating. Anyway, so who knows? Echoes may pop in or may not. Still trying to make my way through the comments. We will get started. Just don't want to miss anybody who pops in. Oh, I understand about Dandy's talking about hot flashes. I understand about hot flashes. Lord have mercy. It is hot in here. Yes, thank you, Mustang and Frank. Everybody can put in some green, God, excuse me, green hearts for Miss Barbara's son, Timmy D's. If you don't know Timmy's story, please once again check out Timmy's legacy. Or just go on YouTube. A lot of creators, myself, Arctic, Doodle, lots of other good big creators have done have featured Timmy's story. And Miss Barbara's still fighting. We'll continue to fight for justice for Timmy, and we will be there right along with her fighting. We have her back. Thank you, Miranda. Let's see. Have I not given you a wrench? All the wrenches I throw around, and I haven't given you a wrench, JP? Oh, my goodness. I always say I've got to remedy that. I will remedy that. Don't let me forget. All right. There is Mom and the Monsters. How are you doing, Sunshine? Good to see you. Please do check out Mind of Monsters. Excellent channel and friend. How are you doing, ma'am? I hope you are doing good. Miranda, yeah, I know Miranda's been having some health problems. She said, sorry, I've been absent. I had my brain surgery and then got readmitted to the hospital for a bad kidney infection. It's taking a long time to recover, but I'm hopeful. Well, our thoughts and prayers, good vibes are always with you, Miranda. We hope you get to feeling better soon, honey. All right. I think I'm going to pause right there and get started, and then we will get caught up again. Like I said, we're doing missing persons from Birmingham, and once again, thank you to Chris, who sent me. I think he got it. Well, I don't know exactly where I got them from, but I found some additional information of the names that he sent me from, and I think I put a link to it. I put a link to all the sources, what little I could find tonight, in the description box. But I found a lot of information, or basic information, excuse me, for these from the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency online service. So once again, it is linked in the description box. I encourage anybody to go anywhere, to any. Most states do have an online missing persons website of some sort that you can. I encourage anybody to just go, just scroll through, look through them. If they have flyers that you can share, if you're on social media, Facebook, whatever, any of the social media platforms, I encourage anybody to do that. So anyway, so first we have Alonzo Andre Reynolds, and I believe I was able to find the Charlie Project information on Mr. Reynolds. He has been missing since March 31st, 2005, from Birmingham. He is a black male. He was 45 years old when he went missing. And that is literally the only picture that I could find, which is the one they have on the Charlie Project. But even on Google, that is about the only picture I could find of Mr. Reynolds. But he was 45 years old when he went missing. He'll be 65 years old as of 2025. When he went missing, he was 5'6" tall and 120 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. And he was last seen wearing a red shirt, a blue jacket, blue jeans, and white sandals. And so all the information is he was last seen in Birmingham on March 31st, 2005. Doesn't say where he was seen at in Birmingham, whether it was at home, business, restaurant, whatever the case may be. It's just that he was last seen in Birmingham, has never been heard from again, and few details are available in his case. But if you do have any information, you can call the Birmingham Police Department at 205-254-2683. Just let me make sure I didn't have anything else. Nope. Unfortunately, that was, like I said, we'll go with a little bit of information is better than no information. But I really do wish there was a better picture. So next we have, and I tried to find missing persons posters when I could to use for these, but unfortunately, once again, a lot of these did not even have missing persons posters for them. So, but actually, Matt at Locks of Reunification, and somebody can drop, if they have that link handy to the Locks of Reunification Facebook page, can drop it in chat. Matt and that group over there do an excellent job of getting missing persons posters made for it doesn't matter, it could be cold case missing persons or whatever the case may be. And that poster, I believe, for Yolanda, actually I got it from Lots of Reunification from their Facebook page. I do believe I have her Charlie Project information. She was listed on Charlie Project, and a lot of these weren't even listed on Charlie Project. So this is Yolanda Jean Mall. She's been missing since May 26, 1982 from Birmingham. She's a black female. She was just 30 years old when she went missing. 5'5" to 5'6" and 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. It says her hair was shoulder length and straight in 1982. Her ears are pierced, and she has birthmarks on her right arm. And she was last known to be wearing a red short sleeve shirt and a white skirt, or a red blouse and beige pants. So she was last seen once again on May 26, 1982. She spoke to her attorney at around 9 a.m. She was due in court that morning for a hearing on her divorce. Now, whenever I hear the word divorce comes up and then somebody goes missing, always the red flags start going off for me. She never arrived for the hearing, however, and she has never been heard from again. After her disappearance, her car was found near a Captain D's restaurant in the 1100 block of 3rd Avenue West. She was born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee. She graduated from Knoxville College in 1975. Most of her relatives live in the Knoxville area, and the Knox County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee is the one who is investigating her disappearance. So it's actually not Birmingham, for whatever reason, who is investigating the disappearance, but it is the Knox County Sheriff's Office. So if you have any information, you can call the Knox County Sheriff's Office at 865-215-3705. Let me see if I had any. I think that is all I had on her. I think maybe just, the post from Locks of Reunification. I'm once again having trouble talking. Yeah, that's just the same information as but like I said, when I hear She was supposed to be on her way to court for a hearing on her divorce. Always sends red flags up to me, but it could be, in my opinion, my thought process, two things. Now I don't know. Once again, with the limited information that we have, I'm just speculating here. Was she afraid of her husband and thought that something would happen, so she just left of her own accord to be safe and to get away from the situation? Possible. We don't know. Once again, limited information. Or it doesn't say if there's any children involved. Or could something nefarious have happened? Was there any kind of trouble in the marriage, DV, anything of that nature that she might have been going to testify to? Like I said, once again, it's pure speculation on my part. I'm just trying to reason out the possibilities, so it could be either something nefarious, or she, for whatever reason, was afraid of something or whatever and left of her own accord. But as always, please let me know in the chat, or if you're watching replay, please leave a comment below. Thank you, replay crew. We love our replay crew. Let me check comments right quick. I know I'm marked. Hold on. Goodness gracious. Bunch. Nope. I remember those. Hold on. Yep. Okay, I remember all the pink hearts, the green hearts. But speaking of pink, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, although I think it's basically turned into All Cancer Awareness Month, which is an excellent thing. But I'm wearing pink because I do have an aunt who is a breast cancer survivor, so hence I'm wearing my pink tonight. I know I'm marked. There it is. Okay, I found it finally. Caught up one more time. Thank you so much, Frank. Appreciate it. Miss Peggy says she didn't like doctors either. I know, I hate to go to the doctors. And when you get to my age, you at least have to go every, twice a year, every 6 months or so, just for general checkup, blood work, all that good stuff, med refills. And I even hate to do that, But anyway, all a part of getting old. So good to see you, Mom. So good to see you. Thank you so much, Mustang. I appreciate you. Miss Barb says, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Miss Barb, yes, Miss Barb, we got a new little doggy. What is your doggy's name? I think I saw on Facebook that you posted a picture of her. But I can't remember what her name is. But she's so cute. Oh, Miranda, Finn is her fur baby. Miranda says, I have a chicken costume for Finn this year. I'm taking him to a few events of the Humane Society. Oh, so sweet. Oh, my goodness. Yep. Oh, goodness. Miss Doodle. I think I remember seeing, I think she posted a picture of the doggy. Thank you, Miss Stang. Miranda says, in her part of the world, it's supposed to cool off and rain here tomorrow. Yeah, we need the rain here. Yeah, Jazzy, that's it. Barb says, yes, she's a whole 3 pounds. So her name is Jazzy. She says she's a good security dog. Oh, and she probably thinks she's, 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Most little dogs have a big bark. Have a big bark. Oh, goodness. I love it. Goodness. I have my kitties, Tigger and Biscuit. They're still Tigger and Biscuit. you know. Uh, they're cats will cat. Oh, Miranda says her dog Finn weighs 70 pounds. Goodness gracious. Mom is eating spinach dip and chips. That sounds good. We had meatloaf for supper. Meatloaf and mashed taters and peas, sweet peas. Thank you. Miss Peggy says she's wearing her Timmy D shirt. Gonna wear it out. I wear it so much. I'm gonna have to get me one of those Timmy D shirts. I'm gonna have to get in touch with Miss Barbara and get one of those. Did I miss? Oh, almost missed Julie. Hey, Julie. Good to see you, my dear. Always good to see Miss Julie's here. Yes. A lot of little dogs are full of attitude, full of piss and vinegar. Excuse my language. Oh, yep. They think they're 10 foot tall. They think they're a big dog. Mom says Las Vegas. What does not they suck and they don't answer the phone? Oh, you must be talking. You must be talking about a case. Yep. Somebody, if they haven't already, can throw Julie's channel link in. Hey, just for fun is good. I have a second channel that's just for fun. I hardly ever post on it. It's called Southern. I keep changing the name. I think it's Southern Retro. I post 80s stuff mostly. 80s stuff, my weird stuff, paranormal, UFOs, cryptids, the Bigfoots, all that good stuff. I haven't posted anything over there in a long time, but I mainly do shorts over there. I think I've done a couple of videos talking about some paranormal stuff or UFO stuff. I'm gonna have to get over there and do some more on that channel. Oh, Miranda's, yeah, I got the ball game going on. My Chiefs are playing. I think it's 14-14 now. I got it on the TV over here, muted. 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 I can't talk. Oh, goodness. Miss Paula wants to know, is her ex-husband considered a suspect? Didn't say, but I mean, he would be on my list, at least to talk to. I mean, interview, because she was supposed to, excuse me, be on her way to a court hearing regarding a divorce. So I was just going to assume that they talked to him. But he would definitely be on my list, if she did not leave on her, of her own accord, which is, also possible. Oh goodness, where are you, Frank? Frank says I'll be listening. We'll catch what I missed tomorrow. It's 3 a.m. here, not all shut out. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Always good to have you here. Frank must be overseas somewhere, because I'm Central Time. It's only a little bit after 9 here. Yeah, I know he's probably told me where he's at, and I just have forgotten. You are welcome. Um, Let's see. Oh, Miss Barb says she's definitely got red flags. Yeah. I mean, it could be nothing, but just could be coincidence. But then again, I don't believe in a whole lot of coincidences. That she was supposed to be going to court for a hearing for a divorce, and she didn't make it. Her car was found was a Captain D's parking lot. I don't know. Yes, thank you. Mom says save the boobies. Yes, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you. That must be is that the Lots of Reunification Facebook page? It probably is. Oh my goodness, as Peggy says, my son had to force me to go to the ER when I got a wicked dog bite. Ooh, that's not good. Just getting caught up. Mom says her wiener dog identifies as a Great Dane. I'm telling you, them little dogs, they think they're big dogs. I don't know how many times, delivering groceries, doing my Spark grocery deliveries for Walmart, that I've gone up to houses, and we don't go inside, but we leave them at the door wherever the customer wants them. Front door, carport, wherever. And if there's dogs in the house and they hear somebody, either on the front porch or in the carport, putting the groceries down, they will, they will definitely let their owners know that somebody is out there. And I've had some customers that have come out, to start taking the groceries in after I do my thing that I have to do. And the dog is there, and when it barks, it sounds like it's, like Mom said, a Great Dane. It's like a little weenie dog or Chihuahua or something. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, but they'll definitely like I said, they'll definitely let the house know that somebody is at their door. The link, Julie, you can go to the, I don't have my YouTube up on, I've got StreamYard up now, but you can go to the About section of the channel, and it is in those links. It's, I think I got it in her second channel or something, but it's in there. Absolutely check it out. Like I said, I haven't uploaded anything there in a long time. But I think I did do some Bigfoot stuff and some UFO stuff. We may have to start if you guys, because I think I have to get so many subscribers over there to do live streams over there. So if y'all can go over there and subscribe, and that way we can, when we want to get away from true crime, we can, for a little bit, do something fun. We can do live streams over there. But I think I have to have so many subscribers over there before I can do go live over there. Lord have mercy, I'm sweating. It's hot in here. But it's called Southern Retro, I think is what I called it now. I've changed the name of it so many times. Anyway. Okay, Frank, Miss Barbara says Frank is from the UK. I thought so. Thank you, Miss Julie. Hey, Ron Logan, good to see you. Says sorry I'm late. I had a few goats get loose. I hate when that happens. Miss Barb says she did a great live with Frank. He's good. I'm gonna have to check that out. Absolutely. There is the link. I don't know, Miss Paula. Miss Paula says, was her ex contesting the divorce? I don't know. It did not say. That's what's so frustrating with these, not a whole lot of information. It's just very, very frustrating. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Let me get, see who we have next. We have Ramondus J. Robinson. Let me get his information up. I believe I have his Charlie Project information. I think I was able to find an article and interview with family members. Oh, I guess I could. Oh, almost threw myself out of the studio. But Ramondus has been missing since May 23rd, 2019 from Birmingham. He is a black male. Excuse me, he was 31 years old when he went missing. He's 5'8" to 5'11" and 190 to 210 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Excuse me. He is bald. He had a beard at the time of his disappearance. He does have several tattoos, including, but not limited to, the phrase love, live life across his chest, his name across his back, and multiple tattoos on both arms, including a cross and praying hands on his upper arm, a scroll with writing on his opposite forearm, and his grandmother's name on his right arm. He wears glasses with wooden frames, and his nickname is Ray J. And he was last known to be wearing a denim jacket, a greenish gray shirt, gray acid wash jeans with cuts down the legs, a red and white or gray and white Jordan sneakers, and a baseball cap. Ramon, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Ramondus left his residence in the 3200 block of 31st Place North in Birmingham at about 10 p.m. on May 22nd, 2019. He apparently visited a nightclub called the Money Spot Raw House Studios, which is in the 600 block of 9th Street North, and he may have left with two unidentified men at around 4 a.m. on May 23rd. After that, he's never been seen or heard from again. He was driving a dark blue 2014 Nissan Altima at the time of his disappearance. It was later found abandoned and burned. Always a red flag there. At Vulcan Industries in Bessemer, Alabama. And I don't know how far Bessemer is from Birmingham, so somebody can look that up for me. So it was found abandoned and burned, which is never a good sign, obviously. He disappeared just after starting a new job at a debt acquisition and recovery firm in Homewood, Alabama. It is uncharacteristic of him to miss work without calling in, and his case remains unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call, once again, the Birmingham Police Department at 205-328-9311. And I think, like I said, I do have an article. This article is from June of 2019. Family pleads for help 20 days after Birmingham man vanished. It's been 20 days since a 31-year-old Birmingham man vanished, and dozens of loved ones gathered to plead that anyone with information come forward. And Jennet King, who is one of Ramondus's 5 sisters, says this is a living hell right now. He's been gone too long, and we miss him dearly. Robinson was last seen at about 11:30 p.m. Wednesday, May 22nd, when he left the North Birmingham home that he shared with his parents. He did not tell his parents where he was going or with whom, and because he is a grown man, of course, they didn't give it a second thought that he was going out. Sorry, ads are popping up. The following... Go away. The following day, however, Robinson failed to show up for work at a debt acquisition and recovery firm in Homewood, and family immediately knew something was wrong. He was a no call, no show, and that is not like him. Quinn said he's very active on social media and did not post anything on Thursday. The family quickly rallied and got to work trying to track down their loved one. Quinn says we started our own search with his closest friends. We called the hospitals, jails, the coroner, and we kept coming up at a dead end. When there was no sign of Robinson within 30 hours, they called Birmingham police to issue a missing persons report. They have turned over the investigative work to the police. Eric Hall at the press conference, he's a community activist. They began with a prayer. More than 50 friends and family attended the news conference, many holding flyers bearing Robinson's photo. Hall said the community is here today because we want answers. If you know something, say something. We always say that. We want this family to have some justice. We want this family to have some closure with whatever is going on with their loved one. They have a right to know so they can move forward. Hall said that family members have learned that Robinson was last seen leaving the Money Spot, which was a relatively new Birmingham social club in the 600 block of 9th Avenue North. Because of the ongoing investigation, they said they could not elaborate on if he was seen leaving with anybody. Quinn says all of that is in the hands of the Birmingham Police Department. Robinson's parents, Angela and Robert Owens, stood by Quinn's side but did not speak. Both were obviously visibly distraught. Quinn says, I come before you today as an upset, worried, sick sister. It's been 20 days since we've laid eyes on our loved one. As you can see, my brother is well loved. We need him home as soon as possible. Quinn said that she is positive someone knows exactly what happened to Robinson. To that person, she said, I know you have a heart, and I know there is a God, and I'm praying that he will open your heart and open your mouth to speak out on the whereabouts of my brother. You might be scared to speak, but God has your back. She went on to say, it's hard to sleep, it's hard to eat. As a grieving sister, I'm asking you, please help us. Give us some type of answer, some type of closure. Once again, Robinson was last known to be wearing ash-washed, speckled blue jeans, gray and white Jordan shoes, and a greenish-gray shirt. He was also wearing a black baseball cap and eyeglasses with wooden frames. We talked about the car that was found abandoned and burning. Hall said the family is asking police to do more to find Robinson and to bring in whatever resources necessary to solve his disappearance. Hall said no family deserves this hurt, and in Birmingham we've experienced a lot of hurt. The hurt has to end. We're tired of mothers crying. We're tired of going to cemeteries. He says, if you know something, we're asking that you say something. We're grateful for the tips we have received, but we need evidence. Turner said that he and those gathered there Sunday are praying not just for Robinson's return, but for the return of many missing people in the Birmingham area. Turner said, if you know of anyone being held somewhere, captured somewhere, you need to speak up about it. You know something and you won't open your mouth and say anything. Let's get these people home. Let's get these people some closure. So once again, anyone with information on Robinson's whereabouts is asked to call Birmingham Police at 205-297-8413 or 911. Anyone with additional information who wants to remain anonymous can call Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. So just always breaks my heart reading this family members. And this was just, 20 days after he went missing. It's been longer than that now. So I think that was all I had on Ramondus. Let me get back into I think I forgot to mark where I left off. Okay, there we go. I remember that comment. Let's see. Can't see tonight, as usual. Oh, don't do that. Miss Peggy says, my son's dog thinks he's the watchdog for the whole campground. He doesn't miss much. Hey, GP, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. 18 minutes. Is that the distance between, what was it, Bessemer and Birmingham from where they found the car? Thank you, Miss Doodle. Thank you, thank you. Yes, please do check out Arctic. I hope Arctic is doing good. I know he's been taking a break too. We miss our friend Arctic. Hello, hello, once again. Okay, Chris says it's 18 minutes from Birmingham. Okay, so that's not too awful far. Yep, that's true. GP says most people turn an eye in the ear and don't want to be involved. I know. So we always say, if you know something, say something. If you see something, say something. If you saw something, say something. It's just unbelievable. Yep, absolutely, sadly true. Yes, absolutely. Please go sub up to Mind of Monsters and everybody else that the mods are throwing in links to. GP says it's crazy how much happens in Indiana. Well, I have to do what city, because I'm taking suggestions. Easy to say, suggestions for cities. So far we've done Wichita, and tonight we're doing Birmingham. We could do. I know Indiana does have a lot of cases, but if there's a specific city in Indiana that anybody would suggest, absolutely. Yes, please check out our friend Dave. He said he was going to try to pop in tonight. He's probably at work and he will be listening and driving. Hey, Doodles and Gray, who I believe is Sunday Doodles, that changed their name. Good to see you. Yep, absolutely. Go check out Timmy's Legacy. Miss Barb needs all the support that she can. I can't. I swear, y'all. I promise I haven't taken my meds yet. She needs all the support that she can. She knows that she has everybody's support. All right. I think I'm caught up. Oh, you're not. You're fine, Miss PJ. You spam away. Okay, so let me mark right there. See who we have next. We have Christian Hill. Let me see what I had on Christian. I think all I had was the Charlie Project information for Christian. So this is Christian Rudolph Hill. He's been missing since October 16, 2011 from Birmingham. He was just 24 years old when he went missing. 5 foot 10 inches tall, 159 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He was last known to be wearing a white shirt and tan pants. So not, once again, unfortunately, not a whole lot of information. He was last seen leaving his Birmingham home on October 16, 2011. He was driving a white 1999 Ford Crown Victoria with Alabama license plates. His car, on October 23rd, his car was found abandoned in the 1200 block of Bankhead Highway in Birmingham. He is missing under suspicious circumstances. His cell phone disappeared with him. It has not been located. They said it is uncharacteristic of him to miss work or leave without warning, and his case, remains unsolved. So once again, that's limited information. But if you do have any information, you can call Birmingham PD at 205-297-8413 or 205-328-9311. Just let me make sure right quick that I didn't have anything else. No, okay. So that is Christian. Next we have Jennet King. And I do have her Charlie project information, and I believe I was able to find an article with interviews with the family. So Miss Jennet has been missing since July 4th, 2005 from Birmingham. Unknown unknown age. They don't even know how old she was when she went missing. She's a black female, black hair, brown eyes. She was last seen at the Town Motel on 3rd Avenue West in Birmingham on July 4th, 2005. So you know me, you know what I'm going to say. Her boyfriend stated they got into a fight. She left on foot. That could be the case, but you know me, whenever it seems like in a lot of these, so many of these cases, when there's a fight between significant other, boyfriend, husband, and, you know, we got into a fight, they took off, haven't seen them again. Always makes me suspicious. Anyway, so the boyfriend stated they got into a fight. She left on foot. She has never been seen or heard from again. She left behind a large family whom she was very close to. They do not believe that she would have abandoned her family. Her boyfriend was interviewed 3 times. Make sure I have 3 instead of 4. 3 times by police, but then he stopped cooperating. He isn't being called a suspect in the case, but he is considered a person of interest, and her disappearance remains unsolved. So once again, if you have any information, call the Birmingham PD, 205-297-8420, 205-324-9311. And let me get her article up. So this article is from March of 2012, a missing persons family hoping for closure. Jennet King disappeared on July 4th, 2005, and her daughter, Rushton King, said, "It's crazy waking up every morning and not knowing if your mother is dead or alive. We just need some kind of closure." Jennet has a large family that loves her, including 4 grandchildren that she's never met. Jenet's mom, Ida King, says family is too important to Jennet and she would never leave on her own. Ida says, I know she is dead. If she were alive, she would have called home or got in touch with somebody. Jenet's family thinks that her boyfriend, Maynard Thompson, had something to do with her disappearance. Birmingham police say Thompson isn't a suspect, but is a person of interest in the case. Detective Tasha Thomas says the last time he actually spoke to her, they had a disagreement, and according to him, she walked away from the hotel. Thompson told police that Jennet was last seen leaving the Town Motel on 3rd Avenue West in Birmingham, but her family members aren't buying that story. See, I'm not the only one. Jenet's sister Sandra says she would not have done that. We are too close to where she was. She would have called one of us to pick her up. She would never have done that. Detective Thomas says that she has interviewed Thompson 3 times and needs to talk to him again, but he has stopped answering his phone and won't return her calls. Detective Thomas thinks if she can get some answers from him, it might bring Jenet's family some closure. Jenet's niece, Lakeisha, says, I love her, miss her, and want some closure. Absolutely. So once again, if you have any information about Thompson, or if you were at the Town Hotel the night that Jennet disappeared, please call Detective Thomas at 205-297-8420 or 205-324-9311. Like I said, it's just, it's a variation on that same story, either, and I know it does happen. Yes, it does happen. People get mad and have an argument, get mad, walk away, get out of the, if they're driving or riding, got out of the car and left, or left the house or whatever. But just time after time after time in these missing persons cases, that's a variation of the story. We had an argument, they left, haven't seen them again. So I'm just saying. It's a pattern recognition. All right. Let me get down here. There we go. But you guys let me know if you see the pattern in this too with these stories, with the story. You're about spam. I like spam. You fry it up, make a sandwich, or just eat it by itself. Now I wouldn't say I would, eat it every day unless I had to, but Oh yeah, fried bologna, less than fried bologna. Is that cake? What is that? I can't see. Miss Barb's got birthday cake. Is it somebody's birthday? Yes, she does have a beautiful smile. Absolutely. Indianapolis, Chris. We can do that. Yeah, Miss Doodle's got her red flag. See, I'm telling you. And like I said, even the police department didn't go far as to say is that the boyfriend was a suspect, but a person of interest, and he was questioned 3 times and then stopped cooperating. GP says Gary, Kokomo, Terre Haute. Excellent. Hammond. Fort Wayne. Yep, GP says, sounds to me like they probably got into it and she disappeared because someone made it that way. I'm telling you. We don't, unless we have solid facts, we don't, blame. But I mean, just use common sense. And what would your inference be? That would be my first. He would be my first on the list, on my list. All right. So that was Miss Jennet. Let's see who we have next. Nancy Lewis. Get Nancy's information. And I believe I do have Charlie Project and then an article. So this is Miss Nancy Lewis. She has been missing since May 18th, 2005 from Birmingham. She's a Black female. She was 46 years old when she went missing. She will be 67 years old as of 2025. When she went missing, she was 5 foot tall, 160 pounds, with graying black hair and brown eyes. Her ears are pierced. She is a diabetic. She does control her condition with diet and not with medication. So that's good that she's not without medication. So Nancy was last seen at approximately 3:45 a.m. on May 18th, 2005, when she left her home on Princeton Avenue Southwest in Birmingham to go to her job at the Children's Hospital. She had been employed as a cook at the facility for 7 years. She was not scheduled to start work until 5 a.m., but she often went there early. While on the way to work, she called her brother and said that she had a flat tire and asked him to come help her. He went to the location that she specified, but neither she nor her vehicle was there when he got there. She never arrived at the hospital. She has never been seen or heard from again. Her brother stated that her tires were brand new and that he did not believe that they had really gone flat. So I don't know if he's inferring that maybe somebody made them go flat or made one of them go flat. Her blue 2001 Chevy S10 pickup was found abandoned on May 22nd at a gas station on Bankhead Highway in Midfield, Alabama. So once again, somebody can see how far Midfield is from Birmingham. There was no sign of Nancy at the scene, but witnesses reported seeing a man driving her truck after her disappearance. So a lady named Penny L. Clark, who's a resident of Bessemer, Alabama, is considered a person of interest in Nancy's case because her fingerprints were found on Nancy's truck. Authorities are not referring to her as a suspect, but they would like to locate and question her. John Dubose is another person of interest. He was jailed on unrelated charges after Nancy vanished. Then he was then released from custody in 2010. His whereabouts after that are unknown. Foul play is suspected, unfortunately, in Nancy's case, and it remains unsolved. So once again, if you have any information, you can call Birmingham PD at 205-254-6312. And let me find. Okay, so I have this article is from WBRC.com from April of 2012. Birmingham police searching for person of interest in missing persons case. Get rid of the ads. Nancy Lewis went missing nearly 7 years ago, and now Birmingham police need the public's help finding a person of interest. Police have interviewed John Dubose before, but they believe that he might have new information about Lewis's disappearance. When Lewis did not show up to work on May 18th, 2005, her co-workers at Children's Hospital knew something was wrong. Nancy's sister, Dorothy Westry, said one of them called her, and she told the co-worker that she had car trouble and that she had called one of her brothers and she was waiting on him to help her. Her brother James says she had supposedly called me. I'm assuming that's a brother that she called to help her. She says, but I never received a phone call from her. Or it might not have been, because whichever brother she called, he did go. When he got there, she wasn't there. The car wasn't there. So a few days after she went missing, her pickup truck was found at the Pilot gas station on Bankhead Highway in Birmingham. That said that it was in a different place, a different city. Anyway, police said Dubose gave them information about Lewis's truck, and it's that information that makes him a person of interest in the case. So I was wondering why he was a person of interest, but apparently whatever the information was, maybe where to find it at, I don't know. Birmingham Police Detective Tasha Thomas says just some of the information he gave makes us think at the time he has some kind of connection with Nancy, and he might have some information that we need. Police say they lost contact with Dubose and haven't been able to find him since he was released from jail in 2010 on unrelated charges. While the search for Dubose continues, Lewis's brother and sister still hope she'll be found alive. Westry says, I haven't given up hope that she is not deceased. I can't do that. I guess I can do that when I see a body, but until I see a body, I haven't given up 100%. It's like the rest of the world has gone on about their business, but we think about it every day, and it's really hard because we know someone out there knows what happened to her. Back in 2005, Tuscaloosa businessman Stan Pate put up money for a reward. Lewis's family says the $22,000 reward is still available if someone has the information that helps crack the case. Now, once again, this article is from 2012, so I don't know if the reward is still up. But it says you can call Birmingham Police. So that was that, and I think I had something from the web sleuths. Let's see. Some snippets of some articles. Birmingham police, this is from May 2005. Birmingham police are searching for a hospital cook missing for a week, and a man last seen driving her truck the day after she vanished. So DuBose was the one driving the truck, I think. Nancy Lewis, 47, was last seen at 3:45 a.m. at her Birmingham home on her way to work at Children's Hospital. Her blue pickup truck was seen the next evening at a Midfield gas station and then recovered by police Sunday afternoon at the Pilot Travel Center on Bakehand Highway. Police on Tuesday distributed a composite drawing of a man seen in the truck in Midfield, but released few other details. Lewis has not been seen or heard from since shortly after she left her Princeton Avenue home that Thursday morning. Her roommate, Grethel Pryor, says, "We've been driving around, canvassing the neighborhood, making announcements on radio stations, everything we can think of. This is definitely not like her. It's like she just vanished." Pryor said that she and Lewis got up early every morning to go to work. Pryor works for another hospital. Lewis usually left just before Pryor and often warmed up both cars for them. Pryor said that she was unplugging her iron last Thursday when Lewis told her goodbye. Pryor says, "I was walking back in the room and she was backing out of the driveway to go to work." A co-worker of Lewis's called Pryor later that morning when Lewis didn't show up at her job. The co-worker told Pryor that Lewis had called in to say she had a flat tire and was calling her brother to help her. So Pryor assumed it was worked out, didn't give it another thought until she still had not heard from Lewis by nightfall. She and friends started making calls and couldn't get through to Lewis's cell phone. Pryor says it got so full of messages from everybody trying to call her that it wouldn't take any more messages. Lewis's sister, Shirley Good, said Lewis's brother did receive a call from her about a flat, but when it got to where she told him she was, neither she nor her truck was there. Good said she had brand new tires. I don't think she had a flat. I think that was just a signal she sent out saying that she needed help. I didn't think about that. So her blue 2000 Chevy S10 pickup was seen being driven by a man at 8:50 p.m. On May 19th at the Midfield Shell on Bessemer Superhighway. So I'm assuming, I thought Bessemer was a different city, but I guess it's a highway. I don't know. One of the searchers called police to say that she had found the truck at 12:30 p.m. at the Pilot truck stop. Pryor said that Lewis is diabetic, but controls the disease with her diet, not medication. Let's see if there's any other information that we haven't gone over. We've already went over that. So it just say it's weird. This Penny L, I forgot what her last name was. Apparently people, they don't know who she is exactly. It says Porter says she doesn't know the woman for whom police are searching. It said the woman's fingerprints were found in Lewis's truck. Porter said we have no idea who she could be. It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. So evidently her fingerprints aren't on file anywhere, because you would think that they would run her fingerprints through the systems, but apparently nothing came up, so that's strange. Let's see if there's anything else. I think it's just going over the same information. Okay, here's an interview with some of her co-workers. Nancy Lewis has been a cook for 7 years at Children's, where she prepares eggs, oatmeal, pancakes, and the like for the young patients' breakfast, and then prepares lunch, vegetables for the cafeteria line. Gavin Boinski, who is production manager and executive chef in the hospital's kitchen, said of Lewis, everybody here has a caring heart for what they do and who they're serving, and it shows in their dedication. She would go above and beyond what was needed to get the job done. She would come in early, she would stay late, she would give of her own time to make sure the job was done. In the hospital, Boinski said Lewis was known for her good humor. He said the laugh was infectious. She was always upbeat, always cheerful, and just happy, and other employees feed off of that. Her disappearance, he said, has left the staff heartbroken and bewildered. He says it's like you've lost one of your family members. Although Lewis was not scheduled to start work until 5 a.m., it was not unusual for her to go in early, and that was the case on May 18th. So we went over what the roommate said. They were getting ready for an early shift at different hospitals. Birmingham Police Detective V.L. Green, who's says between her leaving home and getting to work, something happened. Peggy L. Clark, that was the lady's name. So Detective V.L. Green, whose office this week announced it is looking for Bessemer resident Peggy L. Clark, identified as a person of interest in Lewis's disappearance. Ellie said they've received a lot of rumors in the case and a few leads. Lewis was known to be scrupulous about keeping her Chevy pickup full of gas, and she drove with her doors locked. Her roommate, Grethel Pryor, says both of us try to be cautious when we leave the house. It is rather dangerous for anyone to go out at that time of morning, especially a woman. Absolutely. So we went over where the truck was found, the composite sketch. Apparently it unfortunately got limited media coverage. Says until this week, when this was written, when police released a photograph of Clark, the case got limited news coverage. Matilda, who's a co-worker of Nancy, says, I just can't understand why a dedicated citizen of Birmingham who works at Children's Hospital is not getting the coverage she could get from the news media, the detectives, and the FBI. While they wait, Lewis's family must deal with the fact that as time passes, hope becomes more elusive. Brandy Miller, who was Nancy's niece, says she is a wonderful lady. So it's just repeating now. I think I've got all the it's just so sad. Not only does her family obviously miss her, wants to know, but her co-workers spoke very highly of her. It's just so sad. All right, let me get caught up in your comments again. Let me get a drink. Ooh, it's hot in here. I hope we at least here get a few days where we can open the windows and get some nice cool fresh air in here in the house. GP says it's a little weird how Indiana has a lot more of these kind of crimes compared to other states. I know Indiana does have a lot of stuff going on. Oh, now y'all talking about Oreo cookies. Oh man, they've got some new Oreos out with Reese's. Reese's and Oreos are doing some kind of maybe the Oreo cookie with the peanut butter Reese's filling or something. I don't know. I love Reese's. Oreos are okay. I don't eat them a whole lot. Miss Barb says she eats Oreos and milk all the time. See, and I like the cookie part. If I want to eat Oreos, I like the cookie part better than the cream part. Most people like the cream part, but I like the cookie part better. Oh, see, I love some nutty bars too. Y'all need to stop. I won't be having to go out and make a midnight snack run. Okay, Chris said 14 to 17 minutes. Okay. Hey, Frank Monster, good to see you, sir. Always good to see Mr. Frank Monster. Please do check out Frank Monster. Okay, thank you. Chris says Bessemer is a suburb of Birmingham. All right. I don't know that much about Alabama. I've been through Alabama traveling, but I've never, well, a long time ago, back when I was in school, we went to a church camp one summer in Mobile. That's the only time I've spent any length of time in Alabama. And I was probably 13, 14, 15 years old. Long time ago. Oh, candy corn. I love candy corn. Candy corn is one of those, you either love it or you hate it. I think they were doing a flavor as like caramel candy corn. It had a different flavor. It was so good. Yep, full moon tonight. Okay, Doodles says Reese's with a cookie bottom. Oh, that sounds good. Yes, those are my favorite in the whole wide world. Reese's peanut butter cups. Yep, I love me some Reese's Pieces too. You're making me hungry. Yeah, GP says, what's up with the food? Who's cooking? Somebody's back cooking something. Doodlebug's gonna have to bake a cake or cupcakes or something. All right, let me mark there and see who we have next. Barbara Rushton. All right, let me get her information. I'm getting a headache right here. Okay. So this is Barbara Kettle Rushton. She's been missing since August 29th, 1984 from Birmingham. She was 45 years old when she went missing. She'll be 86 years old as of 2025. When she went missing, she was 5'6" inches tall, 130 to 140 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She does wear eyeglasses and contact lenses. Her ears are pierced, and she may use the last name Kettle. She was last known to be wearing gray gym shorts and a light colored blouse. She also suffers from type 1 diabetes, which requires insulin, and she left her insulin behind. So Barbara left her home on Old Forest Road in the Vestavia Hills neighborhood of Birmingham on August 29th, 1984. She drove away in her white 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit, saying that she was going to play cards with some friends. She never arrived there. She's never been seen or heard from again. And her car also has not been located. Her daughter stated that her mother was not behaving normally prior to leaving her home. Her daughter says she just had like a blank stare. She was upset. She was crying. She had recently resigned from her job, and she was seen arguing with her husband the day she vanished. Once again, not saying, but so her social security number and credit cards have not been used since her disappearance, and approximately $4,000 was left behind in her bank account. So that's another thing that you guys bring it up to, is if you're going to leave of your own accord, if you have any amount of money, especially $4,000 in the bank, you're probably going to take it with you if you're leaving for whatever reason, So her brother-in-law actually was an aide to then governor of Alabama, George Wallace, in 1984. Authorities are uncertain whether this had anything to do with her disappearance. So I would say that if that was to have anything to do with her disappearance, just going on speculation that something nefarious did happen to her, if her brother-in-law, which would have been her husband's brother, I'm assuming, might have been able to help cover something up. I'm not saying that's what happened, but so another theory is that she became disoriented due to her diabetes and wandered away, which is absolutely possible. Echoes my brother, he's type 1 juvenile diabetic, and if the blood sugar gets high or too low, you can get very disoriented. So that is absolutely a possibility. She did not take her insulin with her when she vanished. Foul play is suspected in her case. She was declared deceased sometime after 1984. Her case remains unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department at 205-325-1450. And I think I was able to find an article, a clipping of an article. I'll have to make it bigger on my computer so I can read it. I don't know when this is from. Sorry, I'm trying to make it big enough where I can read it. It's just a clipping from newspapers.com. Barbara Rushton's family left waiting to discover her fate. Excuse me. So Jack Rushton, which I'm assuming is her husband, spends most of his time near the telephone, waiting for word about his wife. He usually answers on the first ring, but no word has come in the 5 weeks. So it's 5 weeks after she disappeared, since his wife Barbara disappeared. He says it's like, did you ever see that movie Psycho? I've been living 4 weeks of Psycho. He says, I've been waiting for the curtain to part and for some horror to be discovered. Mrs. Rushton, a blonde, blue-eyed, 44-year-old businesswoman, disappeared August 29th after she left home to join friends for a bi-monthly bridge game. Oh, come on. Ads are popping up. Her husband says, I was in the kitchen making a salad. She came in and said, I love you. I said, I love you too. And then she left. Somewhere between the Rushtons' Rocky Ridge apartment and the bridge game at 3608 Ridge Ranch Circle in Hoover, Miss Rushton vanished. Jefferson County authorities say they must consider 3 possibilities. That Miss Rushton may have left on her own, she may have been abducted and is being held, or her life may have been taken, either in an accident or by someone else. Her husband eliminated the possibility that he is involved by taking and passing a lie detector test. He says, I volunteered to take a polygraph, and I did, so they know that I'm telling the truth. Once again, that's not to say, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's not to say that somebody else couldn't have done it. Rushton, 56, believes that his wife was abducted on her way to the bridge game. So I wonder if they had money. They could be a motive, but if they didn't get any ransom call. He says, I've gone over this thing a bit at a time, and I'm convinced now that she was abducted and that her car was hidden. He says, I hope to hell that I'm wrong. Miss Rushton, who is a diabetic, was a branch manager at Troy E. Hardin and Associates in Birmingham. She left home shortly before 7 p.m. wearing gray gym shorts, a light-colored blouse, and sandals, and driving her white 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit, tag number 1D25135. Her husband says that she probably would have stopped to buy cigarettes. She smoked more menthols. He says, I don't smoke that much, but I had one of hers the night before, and there were only 2 or 3 in the pack. Dolores Lowry, a bridge friend of Miss Rushton's who hosted the August 29th game, says the missing woman almost always stopped for cigarettes. She says, we used to ride to bridge together a lot, and 9 times out of 10, we would have to stop for cigarettes. There are several convenience stores and pharmacies at which Miss Rushton might have stopped along the 5.5 mile route to Miss Lowry's house. Sheriff's deputies have circulated her picture among those stores, but employees say they have not seen her, nor have aerial and ground searches of the area revealed any sign of Miss Rushton or her car. The searches were conducted during the first few days after Rushton reported his wife missing. The route to Miss Lowry's is sparsely populated with exclusive residential sections such as Vestavia Hills, Tanglewood, interrupting the weeded, sometimes steep shoulders of the road. Explorer scouts and helicopter pilots joined Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies in the hunts using spotlights at night. Rushton also retraced the route the night of August 29th, first alone and then with deputies, thinking his wife may become ill and wrecked her car. See, that's what I was wondering. They mentioned steep drop-offs. I'm wondering if there's any bodies of water that she could have gone into, since they have not found the car either. Also a possibility. His theory was based on an insulin reaction seizure that Miss Rushton suffered 2 nights before she disappeared. An insulin reaction occurs when a diabetic's blood sugar becomes too low. The seizures, in which the diabetic can become irrational and confused, can lead to a diabetic coma if left untreated. But all the searches have proved fruitless. So Rushton stays near the phone. He left his job as a vice president at Liberty National Life Insurance in February to spend more time with his wife. So I'm wondering, like I said, they said they searched. They said there were steep drop-offs. They didn't mention any bodies of water, but that could also be the case. Absolutely. Let's see what Web Sleuths had. If anything, anything additional. But just from what I heard, because her daughter stated that she wasn't behaving normally before she left for the car game. She had like a blank stare. She was upset. She was crying. She could have gotten into an argument with her husband. It could have been a diabetic thing. Seeing if there's any additional. Just the same. It's the same article that I just read. I don't think there's any additional information here. Okay. Nothing additional on that. All right. Let me check your comments again really quick. Oh goodness, GP. Thanks for sharing that, GP. Yes, I believe it said she was declared. Let me go back to her. She was declared deceased. I believe it said sometime after 2000 or 1984. Yes, it says she was declared deceased sometime after 1984. Now I want some chips. Miss Peggy's talking about chips. Sea salt and vinegar. Oh, my mom eats salt and vinegar chips. I can't even stand the smell of those. But I like dill pickle chips, and they smell almost as bad as the salt and vinegar. I love barbecue chips. Thank you, Miss Doodle. That is the lots of reunification Facebook link. Yeah, my mom eats. Oh, I don't know how. I can't even stand the smell of the salt and vinegar. Yes, she is very pretty. That's a good question. Paula says if she had diabetes, why is she smoking? Why did any of us smoke? I mean, you know, which I switched over to from cigarettes to vaping, which is, I know vaping is still bad for you, but I don't know. Just back then, this was the 80s, before, back when they were still trying to say that smoking was not bad for you, which we all know is not true. Yeah, diabetes has to do with your insulin, Miss Paula. Yep, when it's too high or too low. Your was it the pancreas? I should know all this. Like I said, echoes is type 1 juvenile diabetic. Pancreas or whatever doesn't either produces too much or not enough insulin. But yeah, smoking definitely contributes to, smoking is not good for anybody, no matter what you have. Yep, see, you don't see cigarette ads anymore. I'm surprised they still advertise alcohol on TV. But something that I never realized until somebody brought it to my attention is that you cannot, when they show a commercial of alcohol, they cannot actually show them drinking in the commercial. So now every time I see it, alcohol or commercial advertising alcohol, I watch, and they do not show them drinking. They're like holding the can or the a cup or whatever they're advertising, but you never see them take a drink. So apparently they can't actually show them drinking the alcohol on the commercial. Fun fact for the night. Doodle said the world changed when the Marbone Man passed away. Yep. Yeah, Miss Peggy says vaping doesn't do it for me. Yeah. I don't even know. It's been so long. It's probably been a year and a half since I smoked a cigarette. I don't think I could go back. I can't even. I mean, I pass by people, who are smoking and just smell the cigarette smoke, and it just makes me want to gag. So I don't even think I could actually smoke a cigarette. I don't know. Maybe if I got desperate enough, maybe. I don't know, but all right. We're caught up. So let's see what we got next. I think we have two more. This is Barbara McCrae Sparks. And I think this one we don't have a whole lot of information on, but once again, it's better than nothing. So this is from Charlie Project. So Barbara has been missing since June 1st, 2000 from Birmingham. She's a white female. She was 59 years old when she went missing. She'll be 84 years old as of 2025. When she went missing, she was 5'6" tall, 177 pounds, with graying brown hair and blue eyes. No clothing description. It says she may require medical attention for unspecified reasons. And once again, it just says she was last seen in Birmingham. Doesn't say if she was at her home, work, out walking somewhere. A few details are available in her case. But if you do have information, you can call the Birmingham PD at 205-254-6504. I think maybe, let's see if I had anything on Charlie Project. Web Sleuths. Oh, I think this supposedly, now I'll take it with a grain, it's from a newspaper, that she supposedly went missing from a halfway house. I think that's the only information that was on Web Sleuths, besides the basic information. But I don't think I could click, it wouldn't let me go to the newspaper article. Nope, because it's behind the paywall. But whoever posted it said that this article explains that she went missing from a halfway house. Says her dentals are available, fingerprints not available, DNA initial inquiry underway. And that was posted in 2024. I'll see what this is. Oh, this is from Doe Network. Okay. Clothing unknown, jewelry unknown, personal items unknown, last seen in Birmingham. So that was just our Doe Network information. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Miss Doodle says it's like each face you can just feel the person's kindness. Yep. This Miss Barbara here reminds me of a lady I used to work with when I actually worked at Wally World as an associate. She reminds me of a lady that worked there. You can see so much in a person's eyes, in my opinion. You are correct. Yep. Doodle says, for me anyway, I think that is why my passion for the missing is so strong. Oh, I know. Sometimes I tear up just looking at these pictures. Miss Barb says she smokes like a sailor. I did too when I smoked cigarettes, and then I puff on my vape like a sailor sometimes. I try to slow down a little bit. Try to slow down. Okay. So I think we have maybe one more. Kierra Stubbs. And I do have a Charlie Project, and I did find a couple of articles. So Kierra has been missing since April 24th, 2014 from Birmingham. She's 23 years old when she went missing. She's a black female, 5'3", 145 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Her ears are pierced. She was last seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt or coat and gray leggings. So Kierra was last seen on April 24th when her brother dropped her off at 3rd Avenue West in Birmingham at around 9 a.m. She was meeting a man at Boost Mobile so he could help fix her car's brakes. Surveillance video showed Kierra getting into the man's burgundy 2012 Chrysler 200. After that, she has never been seen or heard from again. The man that she met on the day of her disappearance was an African-American man in his 50s. It was someone she knew only by sight. He had met her at her job, and she offered to help him braid his children's hair in exchange for help with fixing her brakes. He is a person of interest in her case, in her disappearance, obviously, but his identity has not been publicly released, which is understandable because if you don't want to, put somebody's name out there, just, if they didn't have anything to do with her disappearance. But once again, I don't believe in a whole lot of coincidences. She did leave behind 2 young children. Foul play is suspected in her case, which remains unsolved. So once again, contact Birmingham PD at 205-328-9311. And this first article is interview with the family. This is from CBS42.com, and it is from July of 2023. A family of Kierra Stubbs still searching for answers 9 years after her disappearance. A Birmingham family is seeking closure in the search for their daughter, who has been missing for nearly a decade. A 23-year-old Kierra Stubbs suddenly disappeared during a meetup with a man at a now closed Boost Mobile store on 3rd Avenue West in sorry, everything's ads are popping up. Hold on. In Birmingham on April 24, 2014. Aura Stubbs, who is Kierra's grandmother, says it's been rough. It's been very hard. The news surrounding Carly Russell's disappearance, so that's a whole other can of worms, is drawing attention to the many missing persons cases in Alabama. So Carly Russell was the one that turned out to be a hoax, right? I'm just making sure I've got the right one. So that is drawing attention to the many missing persons cases in Alabama, including Kierra's. The Stubbs family says they're hoping to shine a light on her case so that they can find the answers that they have been seeking for years. How do we sleep at night? By the grace of God, because it's hard to lay there at night and not knowing for 9 years what happened to Kierra. Tony Garrett, the executive director of Central Alabama Crime Stoppers, says the organization has found 30 missing people since January 1st of this year. He remains hopeful that they can crack Kierra's case. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of all these. Garrett says, we got a call from Texas in relation to a missing persons case that we're working on in Montgomery. We saw 3 cases that actually they located the people because of Carly's case. While some cases end with answers, others do not. According to Kierra's family, her case is still open and they will continue to search for answers. Stubbs says, our family has been through it, and if we could just get some help and some closure. The Stubbs encourage anyone to reach out to them via social media or the Birmingham police for any information that will help find Kierra. Okay, so that was the end of that one. I do have another one. All right, so this one is from people.com. It is from January 2025, so it's pretty recent. Kierra, so apparently sometime last 2024, early 2025, they did dig up a yard to search for remains. Oh, stop it. All these ads are popping up. So Kierra Stubbs vanished in 2014. 11 years later, police dig up yard in search of her remains. After over a decade, Kierra Stubbs remains missing. Stubbs, a mother of 2 young children, disappeared on April 24, 2014 in Birmingham, Alabama. Nearly 11 years later, authorities are still investigating the then 23-year-old's disappearance. On Thursday, January 16th of 2025, the Birmingham Police Department carried out a search warrant at Stubbs' previous residence. This is according to local news outlets. The BPD and the Jefferson County Coroner's Office searched the home and dug up the yard, hoping to find Stubbs' remains. However, despite social media speculation, Stubbs' remains were not found, and both agencies confirmed that the search was unsuccessful. The investigators returned to the scene on Friday, January 17th. Nothing was found, even after authorities moved a storage shed and used an excavator to search. Officer Truman Fitzgerald said in a press release that during the search, we did not find human remains. We cannot begin to imagine the challenges and anguish that Kierra's family has faced over the past 10 plus years. He added that lead detective Jonathan Ross, quote, is committed to taking whatever measures are necessary to solve this case. Ross has led the case since Special Victims Unit and homicide detective Rodney Rogers retired in 2019. On Thursday, January 16th, Kierra's aunt, Shantae Stubbs, said, this is one of the houses when she first went missing. This is one of the houses that was searched when she first went missing, and there was nothing. She added, it was nothing that they wanted to do, and the stuff that they're doing now, they could have done 10 years ago, and we would have had answers and closure. So I don't know if this is a house where she was living at, or she was known to frequent. I think it said at the beginning of the article was one of her former residences. At the time of Kierra's disappearance, her brother drove her to the 5 Points West Boost Mobile store to meet a man that she already knew. The man offered to help her with her car. In 2018, her aunt confirmed to AL.com that the man offered to give Kierra money to fix her brakes. That doesn't make any sense. Her aunt said Kierra knew him because she had previously done his kid's hair. But once Kierra met up with him, they spoke to one another, and then she entered a burgundy 2012 Chrysler 200. They drove away, and then I lost my place. They drove away, and her brother waited for her for over an hour, but after she entered the vehicle, she was never seen or heard from again. The man who was seen with her was questioned but never arrested. Her aunt said she was a sweet, funny, loving person. She loved her family. She loved her kids. That's all she wanted to do, work and spend time with her family. Her grandmother, Ora, told a local news outlet in 2022, for us to go through this hell for 8 years and no justice, the justice system has failed us. I just want to understand why we can't get justice for Kierra. Kierra needs justice. We need justice. Her children need justice. Absolutely. So once again, anyone with information on the case is asked to call Ross at 205-254-1764 or Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. Crime Stoppers does pay tipsters cash rewards up to $5,000 for their tips. And at the time the article was written, a representative for the Birmingham PD did not immediately respond to people's requests for more information. So I don't know. Once again, we don't know what this man that she was last seen with. They said he was interviewed. He was not arrested. Does that mean he had an airtight alibi or an explanation? I don't know. Like I said, we don't know. But it's just very. I would like to hear that interview. Anyway, but apparently they did not. Even if and it could be that police do think he had something to do with it, but they just don't have enough. What do they say? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. They just haven't been able to get enough evidence or anything for a probable cause for an arrest or I don't know. But definitely, obviously, number one on my list. All right, I think that is the last one we had. Let me get caught up in your comments. Let me get a drink. I think some people snuck up on me while I was reading. Yeah. Doodle says, and to keep them alive through a fire, it really can weigh on your heart. Absolutely. So, Carly Russell, was that Carly Russell? I wanted to make sure that I got the right person, because if I had the wrong person, I didn't want anybody to think I was, making fun of somebody who really disappeared. But something came up about Carly Russell on something I was watching. Oh, I think because we had that thing with the young man that they thought went missing in Florida, and that he was kidnapped by some men in a white van, and it turned out to be he wasn't really, that whole situation. He wasn't really kidnapped. Um, I think that brought up the Carly Russell thing. Hey, Diddy, good to see you, dear. I hope you're doing all right tonight. Please do check out Dee. Where's the rest of the crew tonight, Dee? Are they behaving themselves? You're very welcome. Don't know what for, Miss Doodle, but you're welcome. Thank you, Mustang. All right. Does anybody know of any other anything else we can talk about? Let's see. We've been going a little bit 2 hours. Dee Dee says she'll go find out where the crew is at. Yeah, I think we're fixing to wrap it up for tonight. So I think that was the last one I had. But yeah, I definitely have questions. Definitely have questions about this man that thank you very much. There is a link to Dee Dee's channel. I definitely have questions about this man that she was last seen with. I mean, like I said, once again, he could have had an airtight alibi that checked out, or like I said, they think he might have had something to do with it, and they just don't have enough probable cause to do anything yet. So I don't know. I have questions. Um, do we have any active Amber Alerts or anything that anybody knows about that we need to go over quickly? So let's see. Today's Monday. Yes. So Friday, I think we're going to finally just do kind of a fun. We'll do our mysteries and conspiracies. I've had I keep saying we're going to do these Mandela effect things, because that's one thing I go down rabbit holes on is this Mandela effect things. So I should be able to do that Friday at our normal time, about 8:30 or so. So if anybody would be interested in that, please do join us. So Doodle says, not that she knows of it. Good. It's always good if we don't have any Amber Alerts or Silver Alerts or Red, any kind of alerts for missing persons. There was one thing that I was going to mention. If I can find, hold on. There's actually a couple. We still have a couple. Well, we have. Let me find the article, or an article. Let's see which one I want to use. Let's see if it'll let me share my screen. Let me get that down right quick. See if it'll come up. Maybe. I don't know. It's coming. There it is. Okay, so let me switch layouts, make it a little bit easier to see. So this is Arlinda Collins. Go away. She is still missing. Arlinda Collins of Haskell has been reported missing by the Haskell Police Department. She's 55. She was last seen August 15th of 2025 around noon. She's described as 5'4" tall, approximately 220 pounds, with medium length dark brown hair with a reddish tint. She was last known to be in a 2008 Lexus IS 250, black in color. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Miss Collins is encouraged to contact the Haskell Police Department at 501-778-4916. Says further information will be provided. There has been no updates literally since this first came out. So she is still missing. And then we had two ladies who went missing together. They unfortunately found their bodies. Let me see if I can find an article on them. Can't remember their names. No, that's not the name. It's Denise. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, I can't remember the names. We had two ladies that went missing together. Unfortunately, they found their remains. And one of their ex-husbands has been arrested for their homicide. So Friday, I'll find an article before we get into the Mandela effect thing that we're going to do. I'll find the article and give you the update on that. Oh, Miss Paula says there was a hit and run in Concord. That's awful. They're still looking for the driver. Hopefully they will find them. Okay, so Doodle says they did finally arrest the carjacker in St. Louis that stole the car and then dropped the baby off on a side street. Last week's Amber Alert, baby is safe. Excellent, excellent. Hey, Quad Axel Mimi, good to see you. Doodle says was located within an hour, but he was still on the run. All right, if we don't have anything else, we're going to get out of here for the night. But like I said, Friday we'll do, whoever wants to join, we can do a little bit of fun stuff, some mysteries and conspiracies, take a look at some Mandela effects. Like I said, those things drive me crazy, interest me. I go down rabbit holes with these things. Oh, Miss Paula said she went to see the new Taylor Swift movie. Yeah, because Taylor, I guess, had dropped a new album and did a movie. I don't know exactly what the movie was about. Thank you, Mustang. See, I still have to watch that. Miss Paula says she watched the Ed Gein series. I've got to get back into Netflix. Kicked me off. I have to get relogged back in. She loved it. Thank you, Miss Doodle. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Dee Dee, for dropping in. So, yeah, be sure to join us Friday night. Thank you, Miss Peggy. And like I said, I have videos that will upload. I think I have them set, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday. So far, I have them recorded, uploaded, and scheduled. And then I'll probably have something to upload Saturday. I'm going to try to get the next part for the members, the next part of the Heath Stock series that I've been doing. I'll try to get it hopefully by next let's see, by this week, by Sunday, this coming Sunday. I'll try to get it up for you guys. Oh, Miss Paula says the app keeps shutting down on me. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Thank you, Doodles. All right, as usual. So everybody, thank you everybody for who was here in chat. Thank you to Replay Crew. We love Replay Crew. Thank you to everybody. If it was your first time here, if you enjoy the content, if you like what we're doing here, please consider subscribing. If you want to help support the channel so we can keep doing this, the donation links are in the About section, all that good jazz. So everybody have a good rest of your week. Stay safe. Get out and touch some grass. Spend time with loved ones. Go to your happy place, whatever. I love you guys, and hopefully I will see you Friday. And as always, we're going to leave on a lighter note with the fur babies. So I will see you guys hopefully Friday night. Thanks, guys.